right. Happy Halloween, everybody. I am so sorry. This is so late. Hello, Void Dweller, TQA, James, and Apparition. If anybody needs to go, please do. Like, because of the time, I am so sorry. A bunch of, stuff happened at home concerning, other people in the house, and I'd help take care of them, and, things are okay now. I might need to periodically go to check on, certain people, but I am here, and I'm just lucky that it's a Saturday night, so it doesn't really matter how late I stay up. Hello, NGH, as well. Welcome to the stream. So, this story of Higanbana, the second story of second night, Reaper of the 13th Step. Oh, already we're going to a story about the number 2 ranked yokai. Is, a lot of people are hyped for this one. Hello, Antra. Welcome to the stream. Alright, yeah, I'm okay, yeah. It wasn't concerning me, it was concerning other people who live with me. And, hopefully things have calmed down, and, as I said, I might need to go periodically to check on them, so, we'll see how things go. But I definitely want to read this, and I'm just thankful it's a Saturday, because if it wasn't a Saturday or Friday, I would have definitely had to cancel the stream, and I didn't want to do that, so... Oh, hello, Harlequin. Welcome to the stream. Okay, let's get into it. Reaper of the 13th Step. It's time to see Archer / Inuyasha guy. His story. I'm guessing it's him. Oh, so it's pretty long. Okay. It's as long as Melon's story. Okay. The girl was breathing so hard, it seemed that she was going to vomit her heart out of her throat. And then she sunk to the floor midway through the hall. Her entire body was drenched in sweat. Her legs stiffened, cramped. This was only natural. After all, she had been running around the inside of the school for a full hour. The classroom clock seemed about ready to strike 12. However, outside the window it was twilight. It wasn't 12 o'clock in the day, nor 12 o'clock at night. Really? Is it the dark hour? I'm mysterious. Oh, the game is a bit loud, of course it is. Ever 17 and this just have to be at such different volumes. I hope that's better. And mysteriously, aside from the girl, no one else appears to be in the school. The girl had been running for more than an hour, in this twilight, without a soul to be seen on campus for ages. Even now, her heart was exploding. Hello, T. Welcome to the stream. She no longer had a place to run to, nor the energy to stand.
No, I can't. I can't run anymore.
As the girl crawled on the floor with a frightened expression, she slowly looked behind her. Something else could be heard aside from her harsh breathing. And that was footsteps. The sound of heels, rough footsteps, treading across the floor, were closing in fast.
No.
Even though the girl had collapsed on all fours, she tried to get away from the sound of those footsteps. but she had already lost both her legs to cramping, and it was futile to even try standing up. Relentlessly, those footsteps drew closer. Mercilessly, they drew closer.
Why? Why curse me? Please. Please leave me alone!
Thump, 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 thump. That silhouette with a jet black cloak drew nearer at a fast pace. Finally, he reaches her. And so he spreads his cloak wide and covers the girl in that shadow.
No! No!
And there is the Umineko kill sound. The horrific flash of a merciless scythe casts its reflection in the eyes of the girl, screaming in the throes of death. And let's see which teacher this is. Is it the guy teacher or the girl teacher? I have no freaking idea. Okay, that's enough for today. Time to go. The teacher looked up at the clock as the bell signifying the end of class rang. Leaving class required following a daily routine that started with standing to attention. While everyone else in class clamored to stand up. Oh. Okay, so it's this new girl. I wonder what voice I should give her. Oh, jeez. Let's see. I wonder if Ferncastle would fit. She looks just done with everything. While everyone in class clamored to stand up, I lagged behind and sluggishly rose from my seat. I noticed the chalkboard was covered in writing. My notes reflected none of it. After all, I had spent the whole time dozing off with my head down. And my drowsiness wasn't limited to just this subject. Language, math, science, social studies, etc., etc. My class notes were completely blank. It's not unusual to take notes like me. I spent almost all my time at school sleeping through classes. Or just daydreamed to myself, pondering life's questions. My name is Aya Soma. Names and stuff don't really matter. After I'm dead, I'm just a corpse. Ascribing names to such things is meaningless. And there's the goddamn train. So, after we've lived our lives, names are somewhat meaningless in the first place. Evidence for such. My name, whether Aya or Ryoko, has no real influence on me. That daydreaming boy sitting on the opposite side of the classroom. Even though he doesn't know my name, he has no particular influence over me and doesn't complicate my life. In the same way, my name, my existence, doesn't have any particular influence on his life either. If we follow this logic, everyone in this class, equally in whoever's lives, doesn't particularly influence anyone. Who lives or doesn't live, whatever name they have or don't have, none of it has any real meaning. I think Ferncastle would fit her, yeah. Oh, damn, okay, oh, wow. She is kind of Ferncastle, jeez. Human beings, one and all, have no real value in living. And so in school, we're endlessly taught things of no real value either. We're coerced into doing things like writing our thoughts on subjects we don't understand. Or we're made to solve calculations in a world overflowing with calculators. Just how do litmus tests and asbestos wire mean mesh influence our lives, I wonder. Asbestos? Oh god. You had to be careful with that. Jeez. What a cynical and foolish set of ideas, you must think. No, rather, isn't it suitable? For us who have no real meaning or value. Who are made to learn things of no real meaning or value. We're going through lives of no real meaning or value. Meaning or value, meaning or value. Everything, the world, myself, all of it, was meaningless and worthless to me. So, why am I still alive? I can't understand why I can't stop living either. Why was I born into this world, I wonder? Teachers, parents, they say life has meaning. And that it becomes obvious what it is as you continue to live. But if I actually look into what they mean, they'll mumble something ambiguous and give me the slip. There just isn't one. There just isn't a reason for living. Nevertheless, I'm still alive. Just out of habit, I continue to live somehow. I just couldn't stand it anymore. If I'm to continue living in this world, I want someone to tell me that reason. Living like this, trying to find a reason. I want to be given a life that has value. But something like that just doesn't exist. I'm just forced to sluggishly commute to school every day. And whether I learn or not, I'm forced to study that has no real use. I stopped being able to bear these aimless days long ago. Do you want to die? Jeez. Having Maki's catchphrase from Danganronpa V3. If someone asked me that, I wouldn't answer yes. Interesting. If there was a purpose in death, then of course I'd want to die as soon as possible. But jumping and falling or hanging by the neck, those would undoubtedly be really painful. The idea of having to cause harm to oneself with one's own hands, that's also meaningless. One day, all of a sudden, what if the morning didn't come? If morning didn't come, I wouldn't wake up. I'd stay asleep forever. And like that, just the snow melts. Just as if I had never existed in the first place. I'd want to disappear entirely. That's different from wanting to kill myself. I want to go to the meaningless void that so suits my meaningless self. Damn, she is very, very gothy. One could say, perhaps, I want to erase myself. She should go to the #1 yokai. Maybe. If I could say I had one dream, that was it. I, Asoma, wanted to disappear, as if asleep like melting snow. Unfortunately, there wasn't any way to die in this world like that. If I wanted that, then the only thing I could do was rely on something not of this world. At that time, coincidentally, my classmate's chatter entered my ears.
A 13th step, you say? Is there really such a thing?
Yeah, it's one of the most famous of the 8 school mysteries.
I've also heard the story of the 13th step. Even though the school shouldn't have a flight of stairs with a 13th step. There's now this strange phenomenon that has just developed about one. And they say that horrors await those who stumble upon it or some such or whatnot.
What happens when you step on the 13th step?
They say a Shinigami, a Grim Reaper, comes to take your life. I've heard it'll follow you wherever you go, no matter how far.
Huh? What is that? No way.
If you tread on the 13th step, a Shinigami will come for your life, huh? I go up and down stairs every day at school. But I've never experienced such a thing, and my life is yet to be taken from me because of it. Shinigami, huh? Harvesting the lives of mortals of being without mercy. Snatching souls and ferrying them down to the underworld, a deathly escort. It's strange. Even though I should find the thought of a Shinigami unpleasant. These days, I'm strangely embraced a longing for it. I wonder if a Shinigami would kindly take my life away. I wonder if it would just take my life away like flipping off a light switch. If that were true, then the Shinigami was truly a being of mercy. My life, this world too, and all these days I'm made to repeat endlessly. They're all meaningless to me. Just being is the same as being burned in flaming hell to me. Then my reason for living. Waiting for the day the Shinigami comes to take me away from this world. Perhaps that's the only reason I have. From that day forth, each time I, Ayasoma, went up and down the stairs at school, I started counting the steps in my mind. 1, 2, 3 steps. My classroom was on the 2nd floor, so every day I had to go up and down these stairs. However, they ended the 12th step, and beyond the 12th step, I'd arrive on the 2nd floor. Like the most natural thing in the world. No matter how many times I try going up and down the stairs, I get off at the 12th step and arrive on the 2nd floor. I thought that maybe someday, suddenly a 13th step would appear, and a Shinigami would come for me. Six, 7, 8 steps. I want to be given a peaceful death, like melting away in a dream. So let's see what happens today. I sought after the impossible, the 13th step. 10, 11, 12. 13 steps.
What?
My right foot stood firmly on the 13th step. Did I miscount? Oh my god. Even though I'd arrived on the 13th step I was looking for, I immediately jumped to the conclusion I had miscounted. Of course. I mean, there should only be 12 steps on the stairs. I hurriedly ran down the stairs to the floor below. Once again, I counted each step with my fingers out loud. 10, 11, 12. 12. Damn it. Right. 12 steps. Obviously. Of course. This time, when climbing up once again, I counted the steps aloud. 11, 12. At 12 it stops. My left foot had
Suddenly,
sounded on the 12th step, and I arrived on the second floor. When I went up the stairs, I unconsciously always went up with the right foot. And so, coincidentally, my left foot would have reached the 12th step. Just now, when I counted out the 13th step, I reached it with my right. It wasn't just a miscount. By chance, maybe I had started climbing the stairs with my left foot. It must have been a combination of chance and miscounting. But that's impossible. I'm not sure. But after I recounted just now, it was 12. That was the cold hard truth. Yet more than anything, if I really stood on the 13th step, the Shinigami that had to show itself didn't appear. Since the Shinigami can't show itself, then I must have simply mistook what I stood on to be the 13th step. I always wondered when you're counting steps, like... Oh my god, Void Dweller, you were also thinking of that SCP. I always wonder, like, if you're counting steps, what does the landing count as a step or not? Like, I always wondered that. Does a landing between floors count as a step? And even if I had stood on a mysterious 13th step. Oh, hello, Luna P. Welcome to the stream. It didn't mean anything, because the Shinigami didn't come for me. One, 2, 3, 11, 12. No matter how many times I count it, I ended up at 12. That's just how it is. I let loose a sigh of relief and disappointment. Oh, I thought I didn't need to go up and down the stairs to count again. How foolish. As I saw, the tale of the 13th step has no real meaning. Just has no impact on my meaningless existence. It's meaningless. Zon Dimita or whatever. Myself, the world, and everything. Anything. It's all useless. Oh my god, she said it! Ah! Zen Damita. Meaningless. I want to disappear. Won't someone help erase me? I want to be erased from this meaningless, valueless world. I want my life without meaning to disappear gently, like a snowflake on the water's surface. At Aya's school, whether she's daydreaming or dozing off. Now, she did actually put her foot on the step. Does that mean like she's marked? I wonder. She just spends her days with her eyes closed, lying down on her desk, and somehow the teachers don't care. So her days are always spent in a dreamy blur. Strangely half asleep, but seemingly half awake, she exists within that kind of dream. Because of that, there's no way she'd have anything like an appetite. At lunchtime, the chopsticks go almost unused, and she always has leftovers. Erica is screaming at this right now. So she listlessly met with the end of the school day, and listlessly returned home. Her parents both worked, so they'd come home late. She used to watch television, but found no meaning or value in the idiotic content of the programs. Now she just passes time lying around the house. As usual, she lay still, gazing up at the ceiling. She had already memorized the spots on the ceiling. Her wild imagination could conjure up a variety of stories about these spots. But she was already exhausted and tired of the senselessness. That's why she lethargically emptied her mind, like this, as if she were a corpse. Her consciousness is starting to fade. She wondered why she couldn't die like this. When her parents returned, she was called to the dinner table. Of course, she had no appetite. There was no conversation, and she just played with her chopsticks a little and then left the dinner table. Then she returned to her room and became a corpse again, and continued as such until her parents called her for her evening bath, after which she returned to being a corpse once again. Turning out the lights even after slipping into her futon late at night, she would remain a corpse. Sleep is for those who are alive. Sorry, just hold on, just repositioning here. Corpses simply lie still. They do not sleep. There is no way a girl who dozes off at school and home all the time can sleep soundly at night. That explains why she can't sleep. At school and at home, mixed with her sloth and dozing, she'd lie still and become a rotting corpse. One would think because she was unconscious, she would have been comfortable. However, she is still living. So each time she would have become a corpse, she would repeatedly ask herself the meaning and value of her life. As she suffocates in this manner, her dull consciousness, she continues to... In her dull consciousness, she continues to be endlessly tormented by a throbbing headache. Ouch, that has gotta hurt. Actually, I have a bit of a headache right now. Hold on one second. I'm just gonna take some ibuprofen. I'm just gonna check on some people, okay? I will be right back. we go, and I'm back. Okay. Yeah, this story is pretty, it's pretty heavy already. Jeez. Thus, when her consciousness is suddenly cut, and she can cross into sleep, without a doubt, that is her only release from this pain. These were the repeating days of the corpse-like Aya Soma. Where am I? Somewhere where purple and orange mingled, dye the colors of twilight. Oh wow, we're already here? Damn, jeez. As her consciousness returned, her surroundings became visible. Hello Jess, welcome to the stream. This place is probably one of the school hallways. It's not a hallway I often use, though. Perhaps it was a hallway somewhere on the ground floor of the school. Okay, so it looks like she's been teleported to the yokai dimension of the school. Interesting. The patter of someone's running footsteps is drawing near. It was a lone girl sweating profusely and breathing heavily. Oh, it's still her narrating. Okay. We just started, Jess. From her looks, I thought she could be an upperclassman. At last, grinding to a halt, she leans against the wall and slides down to the floor. As if her heart and lungs were about to burst, her legs stopped at once. It seemed she could not muster up the energy to stand again. Stomp, 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 stomp. With her like that, the sound of ruthless footsteps approached. Considering the heavy, brisk pace, they were obviously after her. Hey, Archer! Swaying in the corridor beyond, the owner of those footsteps' figure appeared. It was a man in a black coat, and on his shoulder he bore a great, massive scythe. Anyone could clearly see that he was a Shinigami. That must be apparent to the girl as well, as his ominous shadow drew closer. However, she didn't have the energy to look over her shoulder, or even stand. The Shinigami was still stomping towards her. Having already lost the energy to flee, she accepted defeat and grinned. I wonder if this is the girl from that cold open, or if Aya is actually that girl.
You're taking a break. Aren't you gonna run? You'll be killed. So get up!
It's impossible. I can't run anymore.
She says as if begging with her rough breathing.
If you don't stand up, I'm gonna catch up with you. Stop crying and stand. Get up!
I can't run anymore. Every day is like this. I hate it.
Oh my god. Shit. Are they trapped in that endlessly? Oh my god.
Let me go. Please let me go.
You must be stupid or something. I'm a Shinigami. Shinigami don't let go of their prey.
Let me live, please. Let me live. I won't do anything bad anymore. I'm always bullied by everyone in class. I don't have a place anymore. I didn't mean to fate like this. I don't deserve this. Not like this. Why do I have to suffer like this? If you're a Shinigami, let the souls of the worst people that bully me.
You know what? I like you. Failures like you are my favorite food.
You're horrible. I don't deserve this. I don't. Please, 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 please let me go.
At last, the Shinigami arrived at the girl's side, and the scythe being held up was slowly pointed towards the girl.
If you still have the strength to speak, then you should still be able to run away. I just can't stand it when my prey isn't running, desperately here and there.
Just as I thought, he likes the hunt more than the actual catching. So he is going to be pissed off at Aya.
The Shinigami's face warped into a wicked smile as he roared with laughter. However, the girl was already preparing to meet her end. She couldn't stand the terror of taking to flee again.
If you're going to kill me, then please do it. I mean, there's nothing good about being alive either. The pain will just be for a moment. Just for a moment.
Like a prayer, the girl recited this over and over.
You're already giving up? What a fool. You really think death is a good thing? Fool! Yeah, we rented that sound effect from Umineko. Cost a pretty penny.
The ruthless blade of the scythe drives into the girl. A sound like that of a strangled chicken. A shrill shriek escapes her and is suddenly silenced. At that moment, her whole body exploded into a deep blue flame. The blue flame was hotter and colder than any flame of the human world. Her whole body burned in frozen torment, while her cells were devoured one by one. The girl didn't stir anymore. However, all of her flesh was cooked until it was erased, and her consciousness, which remained, could not escape that terrible pain.
So you thought you'd end up sleeping peacefully and dying a clean death? Wrong! It's too late, and now you're my prey for eternity. Now let me hear your agony in my hell, for my enjoyment for the rest of eternity.
Uh-oh.
The soul of the completely burned girl fell into the depths of an abyss. There was no unconsciousness or loss of self. Every nerve of her body stung with the pain of burning and freezing.
Uh-oh. Aya made a boo-boo.
Her heart was ready to burst from the plummeting endless horror. Abruptly, something emerged out of the jet-black abyss. It was hideous to even look at. An eerie, flesh-colored organic alien world. A world that looked like the inside of a stomach. In fact, she had fallen into the belly of a giant monster. The girl crashed into the folds of that hideous wriggling flesh.
Hello, Marcy. Welcome to the stream.
There, the acid used to burn and inflame her body, gushed from the hole's surface, and fangs packed like needles in a pincushion emerged.
Oh God, I can just imagine this. Thank God.
The girl's whole body was burned and pierced, while she screamed and writhed.
Yes, Luna, except I prefer the first version over the version with cows everywhere.
In a flash, her skin melted and became just like a bloody human anatomy dummy. The flesh ground continued as if torturing her by rolling the girl over and over in a sea of acid and needles.
Jesus Christ.
Without a doubt, the monstrous demon's stomach was trying to digest her. The girl, screaming in pain, prayed for her life to quickly end. However, even though the fangs and acid had stripped her skin off, death did not come to her.
No way you can die. You see, you're already dead.
Nani?
You can't die twice. See? You don't die twice!
And then, like, the James Bond music would be playing, like, da 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 da, because that sounds like a James Bond music title.
You'll spend eternity being tortured in my stomach, and I will digest your soul.
The Shinigami glared at her, ridiculing the girl who could not suppress her cries of anguish and suffering. The girl probably couldn't understand, as all she could feel was the grip of agonizing pain. If she could look down at the scene from above, she would see the suffering of countless victims. Their hides had clearly dissolved from their undying bodies that could no longer be distinguished as man or woman. Victims writhed in agony. The ones that had spent too long in this hell didn't even appear human. Their arms and heads were split apart, and finally they'd reach a point where they'd become lumps of flesh that one would hardly have thought were once human beings in the first place. Without mouths, they could not release their screams of agony.
That's true, Antra. I think that the one scene from Sakonia is worse, yeah.
An eternity without dying. They continue eternally being tortured in the stomach of this demon.
Wow, that's almost like directly from I have no mouth but I must scream. Oh, wow. This is my afterlife.
This is my afterlife. Death isn't paradise or anything of the sort. Oh, crap. It's the gateway to an eternity of pain. After letting me show you this.
Oh, God damn it. Okay, that's him.
This is my afterlife. Death isn't paradise or anything of the sort. It's the gateway to an eternity of pain. After letting me show you this, I bet you won't say anything about wanting to die in your sleep like melting snow, will ya?
While saying that, the Shinigami looks. He looks at me. wasn't this the world of my dreams? He was an unease, almost as if an actor that should have been inside a TV set started to glare in my direction. This uneasiness, somehow within my own dream, my mind was following someone who had nothing to do with me. But the Shinigami was speaking to me. Speaking to me in my desire to die as if falling asleep, softly as snow melts. The Shinigami didn't let me escape from his grinning gaze, even though it was a dream, with a paralyzing fear all over my body. So it really was a dream. Interesting. When I realized my alarm clock had been ringing for quite some time, I was relieved from the bottom of my heart. When I woke up, my body was drenched in sweat. It's not as though I'd never had the experience of waking up from a nightmare before. But something about this one really distinguished itself from past experiences. Yes, quite the something. Was that really a dream? I'd never been so happy just uneventfully lying wide awake on my futon. That Shinigami. His laughter. The voices of those poor, undying, writhing victims in that world not unlike a hideous monster's stomach. I could remember it all. I could only relax for a while until I could hear my mother's voice calling me to wake up. What on earth was that dream? By any chance, was it the curse of the 13th step? No, surely not a curse. I thought I had probably stepped onto the 13th step, and perhaps that frightened me deeper than I thought. That must have been why I had that dream. From the entryway, I go up to the front of the stairs as I always do. Other students paid no attention, and so they went up the stairs as always. I'll count my fingers one more time. 12th step? Without a doubt it was the 12th step. Right. I'd probably made a mistake while counting. Even so, I was scared, convinced that I actually stepped on the 13th step, and that it caused me to have that dream. jeez, I'm such an idiot. Even while muttering this to myself, I was still scared. Death would be a peaceful end for me. I believe that. Death would be a peaceful end for me. I'd believe that. Having been confronted with an afterlife that was not such a sweet thing after all, being forcefully disillusioned like that had an impact on me. Anyway, it was just a dream. It's pointless to worry. Pointless to worry about it. Foolish, even. Thinking like that. I stopped counting while climbing up the stairs. There he is.
My favorite food. You're a real failure, aren't you, girl?
On this day for Ayasoma, as usual, nothing changed for the better. She spent the time dozing off and daydreaming through almost all of the lesson. During recess, she put her head down on the desk and slept. I wish I was allowed to do that during recess. Since she had no appetite, she'd always leave food on her plate and give back leftovers. That was all there was to it. As usual, it was a monotonous and meaningless day. At least until she finished school. Silly. When you get home, make sure to rinse your mouth and wash your hands. Yes. All right, classroom assistant. Please dismiss the class. Stand. Bow. After saying goodbye and being dismissed, she would be freed from school. Apart from that, there was a sense of relief in that she didn't have to return home. Goodbye! Huh? Suddenly, abruptly. What happened? I don't understand. The whole class had faced the teacher and said goodbye. And in that moment, the world had disappeared. No, saying that might even give the wrong idea. It didn't even go dark. Of course, I was still standing in the classroom. That much had not changed. But it was gone. Like the prop of a fluorescent light going out. Pop, I should say. Everyone in the classroom had disappeared. Oh, goddammit. Everyone in the classroom had disappeared. Except for me. Ayasoma. What? Without knowing why, I looked around. However, nobody was around. Everybody was gone. On top of that, all the ambient school noise had vanished.
Yeah, it does sound kind of like a creepypasta.
It was as if it just wasn't everyone in the classroom, but the entire school. No, it could even mean that the rest of the world had disappeared.
Suddenly, it was a world without people. A world of silence. What was the meaning of this? I wondered and took a peek out into the corridor. It was dead silent. Oh, that's her. God damn it. So much narration switching.
I wondered and took a peek out into the corridor. It was dead silent. It wasn't just the neighbor or classmates either, 'cause no one could be seen or heard inside the building. Running back into the classroom, I looked down at the schoolyard from the window. Nevertheless, it was time to go home. Normally, I should be looking down on a line of people heading towards the gate from the school entrance. But there wasn't one. There wasn't even a line. Not a single soul. Rather, I couldn't see anything stirring outside.
Exactly, Jazz. It reminds me of that scene in Steins Gate Zero.
Oh, what is this?
Even the pigment of the sky was somehow strange. Even though it shouldn't even be 4 o'clock yet, the sky was stained a deep orange, as if it were already twilight. Well, 4 o'clock is close to twilight.
I remembered seeing this detestable orange-colored school interior before. I remembered seeing this detestably orange-colored school interior before. In her dream, it was the background from my nightmare. This was the backdrop to my horrific nightmare this morning where a girl was chased and murdered by a Shinigami. No way, no way! Anyway, based on the sky being like this, it must already be around 6. There's no way it's 6 o'clock. I mean, look!
I look up at the classroom clock.
I look up at the classroom clock. Of course, the clock didn't show us the twilight hour. And for some reason, it showed it was 11:55. In the morning? Daytime? Even with the sky colored by the sunset like that? I don't understand why. It's twilight at 11:55 in the school building, and I'm alone in the world. I was suddenly and without warning in a school building from an uninhabited world. It can't mean. But there's no way! I want to deny it, but every cell in my body began to shiver, starting with the soles of my feet, and I began to understand. This place. It was like the world I saw within my nightmare. In this world, a nameless girl was pursued by Shinigami, caught and killed, and then dropped into a terrifying hell. Just then, for the first time in this world, I heard a sound. For a moment, I had a sliver of hope, an excitement that someone other than myself was there, but it immediately vanished. Because... Thump, thump. Thump, 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 thump. The stomping sound of heels. Heavy footsteps moving quickly. I realized I was already inside of the dream. Those footsteps were quickly closing in on this classroom. I stood motionlessly and waited for the owner of those footsteps. I prayed it wasn't that Shinigami. Then, donning the jet-black cloak across his back, a man with a large build slid open the door from the hallway. Damn, there is no music right now. That was without a doubt that Shinigami.
Welcome to my school!
When I first heard the Shinigami's laughter, it was without a doubt the same one I had heard from within the nightmare. I didn't let my guard down while watching this spectacle. This might be a dream, but I didn't attempt to pinch my cheek or wake myself up. Therefore, if I can't run away, I'll be killed. I'm plummeted into that horrific orange-colored hell's stomach to writhe in agony for all eternity. You've got to be kidding me. I didn't do anything to deserve a fate like that.
Maybe. It's just like you saw in your dream. I'll chase you, and I'll kill you. You don't want to die? Then try running away with all your might. You know, for me seeing your kind covered in sweat and chasing you everywhere, that's what I find truly fun. Well, on you go now. Now run. Run! You already know what's gonna happen to you when I catch you.
As he said that, the Shinigami directed with his chin for me to get out of the classroom. And if I refused to do that, he would catch me right away in this dead-end classroom. And to hell I would go. I don't know why, I don't know how. But being thrown into that kind of hell is something I want to avoid at all costs. As I looked at the classroom exit and watched the Shinigami's fearless grin, endlessly, carefully, I leave the classroom. As if telling me I'd done well, The Shinigami sneered, and the thumping of his footsteps began.
Now then, the game begins. I wonder just how far and how long you can run. Show me a good time.
Somebody help! Just as I learned from a crime prevention lecture, I screamed for help as I ran down the hallway. But all my screams did was echo through the hallways. No one gave a response.
You and I are alone in this world. Screaming like that is just a waste of stamina. Screaming like that is a waste of stamina.
I already read that line, sorry. The Shinigami left the classroom. He has a quick pace, but he doesn't run. Yet if a child tried to outrun him, it would hardly be difficult for him to catch them. I came barreling down the stairwell and ran to the entrance. At any rate, I had to get out of this school. Once I do that, I might be able to escape the world of the Shinigami. The entrance was shut with glass doors. I'd never seen it close with something like that before. It looks like it can be opened, but it won't let me out. Does it need a key? I pondered this as I tried to force the door, but it won't happen no matter what I try. And it won't open no matter what I try, it won't budge. While I was doing that, I could hear the Shinigami's footsteps go down the stairwell.
It's pointless. My school has its own space, severed from the real world. Doors won't open, windows won't open either. You can't even break them. The only way you can survive in this school is now by running away from me.
The Shinigami reveals himself across the shoe racks. Okay, apparition, that's fine. It's so late. Seriously, thank you for coming. Running in circles in between the shoe racks, I drove away the paralyzing haze that seized my mind. Who are you? Why me?
Who am I? Alright. I don't know how long we're gonna be seeing each other, but I guess I'll introduce myself. I am the second ranked at the school Youkai, Reaper of the 13th Step, Izanami-sama!
Izanami. That was the name of the Shinigami. It was just like the name of the deity from Japanese mythology.
Until recently, I had no name. I was just the Reaper of the 13th Step. And then somebody somewhere told me the name of Izanami, Lord of the Underworld. They could have named me Lord Poopy Pants. Dodged a bullet there, but nope, I get a badass name like Izanami. What do you think? I liked it. So from that day forth, I made the name mine. Although Izanami was apparently originally a woman's name, I don't know. Whatever, it's a jutsu in Naruto. Can you believe it?
Even while Izanami carried on this conversation, his legs didn't stop. Thump, 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 thump. He continued to walk at his quick pace, without letting out a single breath. Almost like the games of Demon Tag I used to play with my friends. I was running in circles around the shoe racks. Did I do something to you to deserve this? Why are you after me?
You stepped on it, fool! My 13th step! You counted it out clearly as you went up, didn't you? I'm not gonna let you forget it! The 13th step is my fishhook, so to speak. With my favorite play, you pray, you deadbeat, step on it, then you're whisked off to my world. You stepped on it, so you're my prey now. Cry and scream all you like. No one is gonna save you!
As I had thought, the tale of the 13th step was real. After stepping on the 13th step, you'll become prey of one of the Shinigami, and he'll chase you no matter how far you run. After stepping on the 13th step, you become prey for the Shinigami, and they'll chase you no matter how far you run. No one will save me. All I can do is run. Furthermore, I can't even run away from school. If it catches me, I'm bound for hell, like a game of Demon Tag. I once prayed for death. If Izanami catches me, he can grant my wish. But the kind of death I want isn't a peaceful sleep. I don't want to fall into that disgusting world and turn into a pile of flesh, tormented eternally. The death I desire is completely different than the death you want to give me. Suddenly, I saw the clock above Izanami's shoulders. I saw the clock above Izanami's shoulders. The long and shorthand needles of the clock aligned, and the time was 12 o'clock. Then the bell sounded. It sounded just like the usual school bell. But the bell called as if it were oozing from the middle of the school walls. In that moment, the world was enveloped in a white light. In its radiance, I couldn't open my eyes. Did someone save her? What? What's happening? I felt dizzy, queasy, and I couldn't remain standing. It was vertigo, like going on the merry-go-round or coffee cup rides in an amusement park. Oh no, I can't think straight. while I began to hear the sound of wind in the distance, seemingly amongst the clamor in the middle of town. I've been crouched and holding my head for the longest time. Sound of cars in the distance. The hum of a ventilation from someone's house. The sound of bicycle bells and the laughter of children playing. Carefully, I opened my eyes and... I'm home. Somehow I was crouched outside my family's apartment. Fearfully, carefully, I look over my surroundings. That terrifying Shinigami isn't showing himself. Just, what does this mean? Suddenly I'm here, as if I'd been daydreaming while squatting like that.
How did she get out?
That can't be. Because I've been running around this school entrance for ages.
My body is even drenched in sweat. The joints of my legs ache. So I was absolutely sure I'd been running away just moments ago.
I have no idea what's going on. Could that have been a dream? I have no idea what's going on. Could that have been a dream? That's not possible. Yet I'm sure of one thing. I had escaped from that Shinigami. That night. I saw another dream. This time I was clearly aware that I was inside a dream. In that one dream, Izanami once again came to speak with me. As if praising me, he clapped his hands together.
You got away today, but the fun ain't over yet. Let's have lots of fun tomorrow.
How did she escape?
After all, there's nothing I love more in this world than chasing and catching you hopeless losers when you're dripping in sweat. The curtains rise on our fun and games.
Games? Are you calling these games?
That's right. In these games, your life is at stake. Because these are games, there are also rules.
Rules?
The moment I thought of it, Natch.
Izanami grinned as if he had heard my thoughts, even though I said nothing at all. Basically, I made a few rules
So that our game is enjoyable. First off, I won't run. No matter how fast I walk, I'll never run. After all, if I really ran, I could catch you all right away. What I really love, you see, is seeing the anguish on your faces as you punks run for your lives. So to ensure that even your shorter childlike legs can run from me, I'll never run after you.
That was certainly true. Izanami always walked briskly, but he never ran. Because he had adult legs, even though he's just walking quickly, you can't let your guard down. But if he ran, there was no way to avoid being caught in the end. He was just that fast.
Just one more thing, I'll promise you. This is the only time I'll snatch your life away when I catch you. As long as you keep running from me, I'll let you live. Curses, accidents, whatever. Basically, I'm not gonna kill you in some unknown way like that.
In other words, whether you live or die depends on those little legs of yours.
As so long as I continue to run away, I won't be killed. Exactly. Well, it's quite the sight you see when they give up the ghost, that is. Get it?
Listen here. I ain't a daydream.
Oh, I ain't a daydream. I'm real. Now get a good look at me. If you want to live, run for your life. And let me watch you struggle helplessly. In the end, my prey usually starts acting strange. They just start saying it's a dream, and then they go and stop running.
That ain't fun.
That ain't fun. Get it through your head that I'm real. And let me have my fun.
I understand. This is inside a dream, but not a dream. Izanami has appeared in my dream and is talking to me.
I'll say one thing. If you stop going to school to get away from me, I'll whisk you away to hell and the game ends immediately. I won't forgive cowards that run from my game. You're gonna go to school every day and be my entertainment with those little legs of yours. So you better be sure not to get a cold. Kate!
It was decided that a deadly game of tag would unfold with the Shinigami every day from then on. On the first day, since it was the first time, I was confused. Oh my god. On the second day, I had little preparation and kept my cool only slightly. The game with Izanami begins at the same time class ends.
Well, it's time to play with me, Aya-chan!
There, behind the closed doors of the school, there was no way to get out. At any rate, until he let me go from that alternate reality, I had no other choice but to run away from the Shinigami. Indeed, as a rule, Izanami never ran.
He always walked briskly but never ran. So if I stay calm and run, I can make quite some distance between us. I'd likely win if I kept away until the chime rang. Of course, I'm referring to that chime that rings at 12. Oh my god, Jess, I have to read that out.
And by it was decided, we of course mean that Izanami, me, unilaterally declared it.
The game started at 11:55 yesterday, but it started at 11:50 today. In other words, if I can run from Izanami for 10 minutes, I'll be okay.
Really, only 10 minutes per day?
Since there's nowhere to run to, there's no goal to reach. Basically, the only thing I can do is run around the school in circles over and over. I run through the corridor on the first floor up to the second floor and take a breath. After reassuring myself that Izanami is at the bottom of the staircase, I run through the second floor corridor.
Oh, is it gonna keep getting longer, DQA? Damn. 5 minutes the first day, 10 minutes the second? Oh my god.
Then I go down the stairs at the other side of the hall, and while I wait again for Izanami to draw nearer, I take a breath. Then I go to the first floor corridor again and climb the staircase. As long as I keep repeating this endlessly until the chime rings, I should be okay. Once I understood it was a simple game of demon tag, I was able to pull myself together. Of course, hell awaited me if I got caught. But it was easy not to get caught. Just going round and round these stairs and running through the same hallways over and over was good enough. On top of that, there wasn't a need to run with everything I had either. I could run lightly, like jogging, and then rest until he got too close, and go back to running again. With that in mind, I can keep my cool, and I only have to keep running like this for 10 minutes. Right. I sought to convince myself by thinking that in my mind over and over again. That this wasn't that hard at all. There's gonna be a catch. I know it. But could I convince myself?
If there's no catch, I think that'd be very interesting.
Run a little, rest a little. Run a little, rest a little. I mean, all I have to do is keep doing that over and over. Just what's difficult about that? But I knew the truth. However many breaks I take to catch my breath, running for 10 minutes is really exhausting. I might fall down or sprain my foot. And if that happens, that'll be the end of the line for me. The more I ran down the stairs, the more I thought. I felt conflicting feelings between my desire to run fast and my desire to run with care. No matter how much I reassure myself this is easy, with each passing minute I lose my cool and my heart beats faster. Perhaps I should run really, really far away? No, that's not right. If I ran like that, what if I injured myself? Then it'd be the end for me. Maybe running calmly and pacing myself would be better? Not only that, I could not think of why, out of everyone in this huge school, the Shinigami would be after me.
Well, isn't it obvious? He said it was random, based on whoever touches the 13th step.
I felt something like pain and even regret. That I had to meet such a horrible fate.
My head is astir with all sorts of emotions. Whenever I rest just a little.
Oh, god damn it. My head is astir with all sorts of emotions. Whenever I rest just a little, Izanami gets closer. Halfway around, I glance at the clock in the classroom. Just one more minute. I'll be okay. I can escape without any problems. I'd still had strengthened me. My mind was in order. I survived. As soon as I thought so, I had forgotten. A sense of fear and discomfort was reborn. I remember that the game began at 11:55 yesterday, and today it began at 11:50. It's only 5 minutes. 5 more minutes. That couldn't mean that the time until the bell rang would increase every day. Could it?
Uh-oh.
I just had to run around for 10 minutes, but I'm tired already. If the time extends little by little each day, I'll eventually reach 1 or 2 hours longer. That was a terrible thought. Then the clock strikes 12. The sound of chimes ringing in the schoolhouse.
I guess that means you win today too. Look forward to tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
You should do some deep massaging. There's a limit, and being unable to run because of pain in your legs is such a killjoy.
And with Izanami's laughter, everything was swallowed in a bright light, and then began to disappear. Then I returned to my senses. I was in front of my apartment, same as yesterday. This is a dream. I couldn't help but believe that. However, just as Izanami said in the dream, this is reality. Tomorrow and probably the day after that, each time class ends, in that separate dimension with my life at stake. That's when my game of demon tag against that Shinigami begins. I lay down and look up at the ceiling. Unable to see the meaning of living, I wanted to die so many times. However, the death from the Shinigami was far from the gracious death I wanted. I don't want that, so I escaped and continue living. I continue to live, living even though I can't see any point in it. Although it lasted only for a few minutes, the life or death struggle with the Shinigami made me feel, for a moment, alive. Oh my god. Oh my god! Oh my god! But that moment had no meaning. Even if I survive the Shinigami's game, I can't enjoy my victory and I get nothing from it. Oh my god! Oh my god! I think I know where this story might be going. Oh my god. It was just that I didn't want to fall into that hell, and I just had to escape. It was a punishment game. But a punishment game without any reward. Monokuma has joined the chat. Not really, but you get what I mean. In other words, a game without any meaning. If he hadn't shown that hell to me previously, I'd have thrown away my life of my own volition on the first day. Demons, am I right? There is no value in living. There is no value in living. Neither is there value in death. In the end, even this game with the Shinigami is meaningless and worthless. However, just to deny myself that hell, I run around the school against my own will. I'll have to do that forever and ever, eternally. The moment I stepped on the 13th step, I was already in hell, probably. That disgusting hell stomach and the hell of being forced to run around the school. I could only choose between the two of them. I wonder if I'll always have to keep playing that game from hell forever. Since it's a game, shouldn't it have an end goal or something? My life definitely has no meaning. Still, I want to have the right to choose how I die. For now, I live, so that someday I can die in my sleep and melt away. Jesus Christ, she is depressing. Now, okay, you guys, I don't know how late it is for you, but I gotta say that for me, it's almost 3:30 a.m. and I think ending it early might just give us the full stream of the rest of this story next time. And I also want to check on some other people as well right now. So I know this is a bit short, you guys, but, you know, due to everything else that happened,
I think that this is probably how long this stream is gonna have to be, and I am so sorry about that, you guys. You can see I'm already slowing down from usual. So I would really So yeah, it'll be a lot better next time when I'm fully recharged. So you guys, seriously, thank you for joining me on Halloween for this bit of a spooky story. Yep, I should be able to knock out the rest of it next time. Then perfect. I get this story in 2 streams. All right, you guys. So tomorrow we should be doing some Ever 17, or today in my case. Sunday. So until then, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You are all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.